Scopper, Gaban. The third leg of the Pirate King, the man who has braved the seas, the man who has conquered all that there is to conquer in the One Piece universe, other than the top 2 spots on his own ship, is a wholesome family man. God damn it, he's too likable. In the day and age of selling your children to slavery, leaving them to join a pirate crew and never coming back, straight up torturing them, or throwing them off a cliff, I mean, I guess this one's kind of understandable. In a universe where parents are almost universally horrible, a few shine through like fire to a caveman as the Mount Rushmore of good parents in the One Piece verse. Fathers like Kuma, mothers like Kureha, slightly abusive yet loving parents like Dadan. These are the people we as One Piece fans look up to. The people we look at and say, oh yeah, they're not too bad. And it is this very people that end up stealing the hearts of One Piece fans 9 times out of 10. I mean, who doesn't love a loving parent? The people who put their children in front of everything else from the minute that kid pops out. Nothing matters even half as much to them as that little 8-pound baby. And with Father's Day recently passing, sort of recently passing, I know this video is like a good month after, I just thought it would be good timing to talk about a character that I actually... Anyways, if you guys are ready to talk about why I love this axe-wielding man so much, buckle up and get ready, because after a month of hiatus, I am back. Harder than ever before. Scopper Gaban was first revealed to us in chapter 1139, and the first thing he did was challenge Luffy and Zoro to a fight. Now, I don't know about you guys, but the only thing I could think of when I saw this was, holy cow, this man has aura. I mean, for a long time we were theorizing that Gaban would be waiting for us in Elbaf, but when the only footage we had of him fighting was going to toe-to-toe with Odin, which by all means is an impressive feat, don't get it twisted, I mean, I really wasn't expecting much. But it took barely any time for the left hand of the Pirate King to show why he earned that title. A man who has already conquered all versus 2 younglings who are next. Who would win? Okay, yeah, nope, that makes sense. I wouldn't fight these 2 either. From the moment we saw him, Gaban had that goofy, lovable personality around him that sort of was reminiscent of my own grandpa. It was that affable vibe that was missing from Ray Lee, in my opinion, from his introduction, and that is initially what drew me to him. A man who was strong enough to even dare challenge a Yonko of the Sea was also a goofball, and honestly, he was just low-key wholesome. I mean, he was even willing to say that he wouldn't marry Ripley because he would age and she wouldn't, and that type of sacrifice really does mean a lot. Now, questionable physics and biology and astrology and chemistry and okay, how did this kid come to life? We were also quickly introduced to Gaban being a dad. This man was kind of just a wholesome guy. Or so we thought until his son got in danger. Fast forward a couple chapters and a couple questionable heroic attempts later, we see Colin being harmed by the God's Knight, and this man doesn't even hesitate to spring into action. As soon as the threat of his son being harmed was brought up, his goofiness ceased to exist and he immediately locked the fuck in. I mean, this is just aura, like I don't know how to explain it. Gaban is the first person we have ever seen do actual damage to a God's Knight. Before him, the most damage we've seen done to an emu spawn was by Emu, and I mean this is an insane feat. Just because the previous attempts of fighting God's Knight didn't go too well for our protagonist, doesn't mean that this is any less impressive. And by far one of the most impressive things of it all is just like Garp, he says he's rusty. It's clear that he knew something no one else did and he was ready to act. I was ready for an epic old man show, one of the proportions Garp showed us on Hachinosu or Whitebeard at Marineford. And then, in one of the most unexpected twists and turns of events, he gave up midway through. Now, while some could see this as Gaban quitting a battle and showing weakness, I'd argue doing this was the most difficult decision he's ever made, and it was also the strongest one he's ever made. Choosing to lay down your weapons is one of the most difficult decisions you could make. I think. I've never actually been into a battlefield, so this is me assuming, but hey, drop a controversial One Piece take in the comment section down below and I'll fight you and we'll see how it feels. Anyways, dropping your weapons has got to hurt like hell, especially for a warrior as decorated as Gaban. Giving up was probably a huge blow to his pride, yet I don't think there's a single bit of him that would do anything different if given the chance to. He loves his son so much that even seeing him get a bit hurt was too much for him to watch. He gave up, and by doing so, he showed us all just how strong he was. It's rare for us to see this type of love in One Piece, and every time we do, it always hits different. Okay, quick side tangent. I mean, dude, why would this kid is stupid? Like, okay, this is me going off the notes. Like, I'm just thinking about everything Colin has done. First of all, he ran in head first and fought probably the most menacing thing you could run into on the street. And then, immediately after that, he sees his dad coming to save him and he goes, hey, that's my dad, just giving himself up as a hostage. Gee, thanks, Colin, you stupid little... Gaban has to be one of my favorite characters in recent times. He's right up there with Kuma for me in terms of wholesomeness, and while Kuma probably has the edge just because of how in detail his backstory got and how much he gave up, I think it's safe to say that right now these are 2 of the best father figures we have in this story. As we continue diving deeper into traumatic backstories and shitty parents, I think it's safe to say that characters like Gaban's are much needed and welcome break. Not only does he have immense aura in terms of fighting, but this was a net positive aura. Anyway guys, if you made it this far, you should consider subscribing, and thank you so much for 800 subs. I know this video was kind of short, it was kind of scripted in between my breaks, but I just wanted to get something out and just kind of talk about Gaban, because man, I really do love this character. I think it's really rare that we get characters like this, and it's times like this where we should really appreciate what we have, because One Piece is kind of beautiful at times, and it's this fatherly love that I really love. So tell your fathers you love them, and in 7 months, when I finally get the time to make another video, I'll see. No, I'm kidding. Alright, that's it for me. See you next time.